Remember when sports was the thing that brought us all together? Particularly if you played sports. You didn't care if the guy next to you thought differently than you. Maybe he had a little racial bias, just like you might have had a little racial bias. You didn't care. Could he play his position? Could he help you win? That's what brought us all together. One goal, pursuing it in harmony. We put aside our differences and pursue winning and excellence together. They've destroyed that in sports. ESPN has done that. And then I look at someone like Shannon Sharpe, who instead of being a leader is so clique obsessed and needs the soap opera, needs the drama, needs the relationship with Deion Sanders, is so thirsty that here's Dylan Gabriel making a statement about being a quarterback and trying to win a job and just being a competitor, and I'm not an entertainer like those of you in the media, who he's appropriately calling out. Here's Shannon Sharpe, of course. Oh no, this is Dan Lanning's fault. This is Oregon's fault. Let's play SOT number 3.
I think he was taking a shot at Shador.
You think so?
When have we ever thought about the media, those beat writers as entertainers? We've heard his coach, he was on the team when he said they're celebs.
Wait, but you can't tie him and his coach together as if they have the same mind, as if they're one.
Name the time you've ever heard someone say there are entertainers and there are competitors, and I'm here to compete. Tell me the time.
I can tell you the time when a reporter, female DEI reporter, whose name I can't pronounce, when she's on the sidelines asking him that question during a game, when she sets him up for that question. If we had the full deal, you would have heard her at the beginning. His answer makes complete, perfect sense if you hear her question at the beginning. There's no mystery here. That's when we've heard it. When you've only heard what he said, then you're confused. And so Shannon Sharpe, thirsting for clicks and traction, he's not interested in that. There's someone, and you guys hunt it up for me, and when Steve Kim gets here, but there's a written version of what I saw it over Twitter, and excuse me for making assumptions, but I saw it over Twitter. Let's dig it up, and when you hear, or let's cut the clip of her saying exactly what provoked, there's no shock here. There's just Shannon Sharpe race baiting, because this entire system is so dependent upon clicks and controversy and soap opera. And the last thing I'm gonna say on this Jackson Dart, he was drafted in the first round by the New York Giants, the rookie quarterback. He's another one of these guys that no one thought should have been drafted ahead of Shador Sanders. The guy has lit it up during the exhibition, thrown for like 290 yards, couple touchdowns. He's looked amazing in the preseason. His head coach has made it crystal clear, no, Russell Wilson is our starter. We're going to keep developing Jackson Dart. Brian Daboll, the coach of the Giants, because they have a starting black quarterback in Russell Wilson, he gets to properly develop his first-round quarterback, Jackson Dart. He doesn't have to play the little racial soap opera game of, well, I've got a white starting quarterback and the black guys look good in the preseason, so I must have a QB controversy. No one's tracking Jackson Dart. No one cares what Jackson Dart does. He's white. There's no clicks and traction in Shannon Sharpe, Ryan Clark, Monica McNutt, Stephen A. Smith playing the race card and talk about how great Jackson Dart looks. He gets to be a normal.
모두 다 빨리 박수 쳐 기다리지 말고 서둘러 reason that I'm back is to feed you raps I see that you up here below so fly
right, welcome back. Steve Kim, welcome to the program. Steve, what do you think of the way Dylan Gabriel's quotes have been taken out of context?
We don't hate the media enough. We really don't. And I'll be honest, when I first saw the clip on Twitter, I was like, oh, Dylan, you didn't go there, did you? And it turns out he did not. And I think a lot of these guys, and unfortunately, I would hope that Adam Schefter didn't understand the context, because if he's engaging in engagement farming, given his status and his following, man, that really says a lot about where we've come, that he is resorting to this. I hope it's not the case. But as I've said to you before, Jason, I believe Dylan Gabriel is the most hated quarterback in Cleveland ever, because it seems to me like politically and culturally, no matter what he does, no matter what he says, the deck is stacked against him.
It's completely stacked against him. No one's going to throw a pity party for him, and maybe they shouldn't. But holy cow, we could at least ask for some fairness and some reality to be applied to this situation, and it doesn't seem to be on the way. And this is my problem when all of us are just turned into content. This is my problem with social media, the social media matrix, from Instagram. It's not just Twitter. It's just like everybody is just a piece of content. And so you can take a sliver of what anybody says and turn it into something controversial. And then there are certain people, certain demographics. And again, I'm not sure what Dylan Gabriel is. He's not black. We know that. And so he might as well be white if he's not. But we know that it's almost like we need to read everybody their Miranda rights at the beginning of the day. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of public opinion. And that's all we do. The truth is irrelevant. Fairness is irrelevant.
Jason, I believe Dylan Gabriel is Hawaiian, so I think he's Polynesian. But here's the reality. Not the inconvenient truth, but the uncomfortable truth. Even if he was black, because he's not Deion Sanders' son, he would then be the, well, not as black quarterback. There'd be the whole Ryan Clark thing going on. He wouldn't be authentically as black, and then he'd be turned into basically what Cam Ward is now, right? So, look, Dylan Gabriel actually played pretty well. Now, keep this in mind. It's still August. It's not even late August. We're in mid-August. But I thought he played fairly well. The strength of his game is getting the ball out of his hands quickly, making decisive decisions. I don't think he's going to push the ball downfield that much. It's not really his strength, but he played well. But it's funny, I don't see the anointing. No one's fitting him for a yellow jacket yet.